Hello, Shutter Squad, and welcome back to The One Behind the Lens. Today's episode is a solo one, just me, you, and a topic that I don't think we talk about nearly enough in this industry: repeat clients, or what I like to call the people who turn into your lifelong cheerleaders. And here's the thing: repeat clients don't just happen by accident, they're not luck, they're not magic, they're built intentionally long after the session ends. So, let's start with a little honesty. Most photographers put all of their energy into getting the booking, the inquiry, the yes, the contract signed. And once the session is done and the gallery is delivered, it's like, okay, on to the next one. And I totally get it. But the truth is, the real growth in your business doesn't come from constantly chasing new clients. It comes from nurturing the ones who already trusted you once. Because it's easier to book someone again, raise your prices with confidence, get referrals, and build that stability. When people already know, they already like, and they already trust you, so much easier. I just want to, just because this just happened, so it's fresh in my mind. I just had a client, a headshot client, Allison, who came in. And when she first was inquiring about me on my form, I actually asked, "Where did you find me?" And a lot of times I'll hear, like, I was searching for a photographer or I was searching for a headshot photographer, so I found you on Google. But Allison actually found me through another client. And the client that she found me through is really a great client, a repeat client. I've had this client multiple times, and they're actors, and they were on a set in Omaha, and they got to talking, and Allison was saying how she needed to get new headshots. And my other client was like, "Oh my gosh, we love our photographer. Yay, thank you." Which is amazing. When I hear that, like, I kind of said, "Yay, thank you." I feel like maybe that wasn't sincere, but it very much is. I absolutely just, it's probably one of the biggest compliments you can give a photographer is coming back. So I definitely, hearing that, being like that they were like raving about their photographer, which was me. And this made Allison decide to book with me. So she was getting information from not from Google, not from my website. Like, yeah, she did look at my website after she had this conversation, but she was already like getting that trust. So that trust has already been building, and then it's already going through that client that I already have established a relationship with. So I worked with Allison, and we had an amazing time. And what's so great is she sent me this email that I actually put on my website, this little blurb that she said, and I'm going to read it to you. "Thank you so much, Kate. These look amazing. I can't wait to use them. It'll be great. It'll be a great feeling to submit a headshot I am proud of. You have been incredible to work with. I so appreciate all your patience with me and your time." So, again, I'm so glad that in the moment in our session, she was feeling comfortable with me. We were getting what she wanted. But I'm not going to stop there with, moving on and hoping that, maybe she'll tell somebody about me when she's on another set. So there's that relationship. And you kind of have to start having a mind shift when you want to start making this change. So you don't want to treat every session like a one-off. Every single client you photograph is in a season of life. And that season doesn't end the moment the gallery is delivered. So, like, think about it. So your senior that graduates, family grows, your business clients evolve, your headshot clients rebrand. So instead of thinking, how do I nail this session? Start asking, how might I serve this person again? And you might not be like thinking about that in the moment. You're like thinking about serving them in the moment. But when you're serving them in the moment and getting that relationship and not just thinking like, okay, like I'm getting these photos taken and off you go. But build that relationship so that you don't need to sell it. You just need, just need to notice it. Now, let's talk about something that might sting a little. People don't come back because you nailed every pose. They come back because how you made them feel. And I already kind of was, hinting with this. Did you guide them? Did you calm their nerves? Did you make it feel easy instead of awkward? Did they feel seen? And not rushed? Good photography, I mean, it should be expected. Connection is what creates loyalty. Another huge piece of repeat clients is communication. And I don't mean fancy emails or perfect branded, like workflows. I mean checking in, explaining what happens next, reassuring people when they're nervous, not disappearing after the gallery is sent. Silence doesn't feel neutral to clients. It feels like uncertainty. And repeat clients come from trust. Here's something else I see photographers struggle with: planting the seed for future work. This does not mean being salesy. Like, I know none of us want to do that. It can be just as simple as, this is something a lot of my clients do yearly. Down the road, this would be fun to build on. If you ever need updated photos again, you know where to find me. That's it. And that could be like an email. That doesn't have to be said to them in person. That can be a little, right at the end of your email. Maybe you're wrapping up everything and you're sending them, like you already had, if you do in-person sales, you've already done that. Maybe you do a gallery. So maybe it's a note that you're giving them when they pick up their order. And you can say it in person, but if you feel awkward saying it, put it in a note, put it in the last line of your email. Now let's talk about the follow-up. Because this is where so much repeat business is won or lost. Your follow-up doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be human. A quick check-in, a seasonal reminder, a message that says, I loved working with you. Repeat clients don't feel like they're on a mailing list. They feel remembered. So I have a mailing list, and I have a lot of clients on there, and I love sending out emails that, yes, they know everyone is getting this email, that I am not personally sending an email to every client. But I'm not going to just send out emails that are about, say, a session. Like if I want to say I'm doing mini sessions, I might throw that out there. But I also like to do emails, even at the beginning of the month. I'll do something that's a little bit longer of an email, and I have little sections, and it can be like, one section is like something about my personal life, that, and you don't have to go, do what you want to do, what you feel comfortable about, like sharing. But I do something like, hey, a little personable, hey, a little studio win. Like say, I was just talking about Allison's session and her little blurb to me in her email that I read to you. I might, share that. Like, ooh, what a win for me in the studio. I'll talk about the podcast and kind of say like, that it's coming up, or like I'm in mid-season, like I am now. And maybe that would be something that regular clients, or might be an episode that I'm like, hey, you actually might be interested in this? Why don't you listen to, you know, whichever episode that is? So it's not always, hey, I have a session, come by the session. I'm I'm inviting them in and giving them just a little taste of personal studio podcast, just to keep the relationship going. So here's the big takeaway I want you to walk away with today. Your goal is not to book everyone because that's not going to happen, right? That's not realistic. Your goal is to build a small group of people who come back, refer you, hype you up, and trust you without hesitation. That's how you can raise prices with less fear. That's how you stop hustling so hard. And that's how you build a business that actually lasts. So if you're listening to this and think, I want more repeat clients, I want you to ask yourself, how do I want people to remember working with me? And maybe this is something you write down and you might just like have it on your computer or on your desk, wherever you're working, on a mirror, whatever, that you can start thinking like when they leave their session, how do you want them to feel? When they look at their photos, yes, they're going to look at those photos and be like, they're going to love your work. That's the goal. But you want them to think of like how that session felt, how you made them feel. So, what the experience was. Because people come back to photographers who make them feel good. So, if this episode resonated, please share it with a photographer friend who's tired of constant hustle. And if you want more honest conversations like this, behind the scenes, behind the lens, and behind the business, make sure you subscribe. I would love to have you get that bell, and when an episode comes out, I would love to have you. This is episode 7 in season 2, and I'm going to have 10 regular episodes this season, like I did for the first season. And then I will throw out some bonus seasons. But yeah, we are we're on the back end of season 2, which has gone so quick. It's been amazing. I've had some amazing guests, and I feel like season 2 brought in some different things. So if you didn't have time to listen, I would listen back, like the season, or I'm sorry, episode 2 in season 2. We have a health with Ivy Towler. Season 2, episode 5, I have a great friend that is talking about living in New York, being a event planner. So a lot of different things, not just photography. And of course, I have conversations with photographers in there, and I will have some more very interesting conversations with photographers coming up for you. So please stay tuned and listen. And if you have any questions about this episode, what I'm talking about, how to think about repeat clients, shoot me an email, DM me, even comment on the platform you're listening to, if it's YouTube or Spotify. I would love to hear and I would love to help. And thank you again so much for being here. I'll see you next time, right back here on The One Behind the Lens. Shut up and